So Wire Wednesdays, I'm kind of leading this pack, as I've told you before, and one of my goals is to kind of navigate around our fabulous family and find really incredible people that are doing incredible things. So I bumped into Nicole, and she was doing something super special in our Grand Junction market. And I realized that maybe it deserved to be something that our whole company could do. So she's going to tell you more about that. But what I want to first tell you about is her life as a woman in real estate. So she's been doing real estate for 4 years. Just so those of you that are brand new understand, when she first started, she had 3 jobs to finance her life before she could even figure out how to do real estate in the middle of the night or over the breakfast table in the morning. She was bartending. Help me out, Nicole. Bartending.
I was an office
job, and being a mom all by herself, a single mom, like really complex things where you think, how in the world could I enter into the world of real estate? 4 years later, she is newly married in 2020. So first of all, congratulations to she and her wife with her son. Her son is now 6 years old, or 8.
Yeah, he's gonna be 9.
9. So he's like a big guy. And they're looking to expand their family. So it's now all about family. And just so you know, last year, Nicole, in the middle of all that, striving to make her family successful, did over $8 million in volume. So for those of you that have never done a career in real estate, she's here to help you feel motivated, to ask questions. You can connect with her at Nicole Farabee on Instagram or any other way that you choose. But she's going to share today something that I really believe is what is in her soul. And her focus is, I want to share as much of my story and as much of what I do with other people. So go to it.
Thank you, Susanne. Hi, everybody. Nicole Farabee. I'm here in the Grand Junction office. Today we're talking about vision boarding, and for a lot of you it might sound like floofy, or it's one of those things you're like, oh, you're one of those, but it matters. So if it's the same thing about if it's not on your schedule, it doesn't exist. If you don't put it out and you don't speak it and you don't create it, it's never going to happen. So to go from being a single mom working 3 jobs and tired all the time, answering phone calls while I'm grocery shopping and doing all of that, it required a certain mindset from me. It required hard work and perseverance and those things. And that doesn't happen, at least for me. If you have the secret on how to do it without all of this stuff, then clue me in. But this is how I made it through. These are the tools and the tips and the tricks. So for vision boarding, it's not about cutting pieces of paper out and putting it on another piece of paper. It's about coming together as a group and masterminding and talking about where you've been in the past and what you accomplished in the last year, and then looking forward to the next year and letting people around you know what you're working towards so that we know how to best support you. There's a group of us here in the office that when we did our vision boards, we talked about 2020 and our struggles and our the things that we really worked hard on, the things that we did really well, and then the things that we really want to move forward in 2021 and do much better. And so it inspires you, and it lets you know that you're not by yourself, and it lets you really hone in on what's important to you and reprioritize your life, because we can't do everything all the time. So it just really helps you prioritize your life. And that's important for us to know where we're headed and where we've been. That's how you get from point A to point B. So on the 29th, we're going to do a big company-wide one, 2 to 4, right? And we're all going to get together, bring your scissors and your glue and your magazines, and bring some inspiration and bring some excitement to the table so that we can all come together and give each other ideas and support one another and hear where you came from. I love hearing what you guys have accomplished, and I love also hearing what you struggle with, because your story is going to help me and my story is going to help you. And that's how us humans work together, is we share our stories with one another, and we're better because of it. So come on the 29th, bring your stuff, and let's all come together and create something wonderful for 2021. And it happens on the vision board. I have mine up on my wall. You can't see it right now, but it has discipline in the middle, and it has big goals, and it has stickers, and it has healthy food because I really got to get it together this year. But, you know, it helps when people around you know what you're trying to work towards. Because now I know the people that came to our meeting, I know how to hold them accountable. I know that one of the agents that came, if I see her in the office before 12 o'clock, I'm supposed to ask her why she's out of her office and why she's not lead genning. But I never would have known that if we didn't talk to one another and do that with each other. So let's come together and let's create a community, because that's our whole goal here at CB, is to create a culture of care with one another. So
awesome, Nicole. So glad that I met you someplace on Facebook. That's kind of how that works. You know, I think part of it is I chose to change kind of a direction this year and be in that sphere and that place that actually for me can be super overwhelming and super too much. And I don't want it in my personal space. And by being in it and controlling the time that I chose to be on those things, I met Nicole and realized that there was a person in our company that deserves to offer up something that makes us that family that we are at CB. So again, if anybody, and I'm really sending this out to the group, if anybody has a great story to tell like that, we have 2 or 3 other new things coming that reflect on women that are doing things in our company or outside our company. Please connect with me. It's very easy to do that. You can find me out there on the company-wide information page, but the goal is to share more of that information on these Wednesdays to get us more connected with one another where it matters. So Nicole, super excited to support you, and please come join us. For those of you that want to come, you may bring a friend. This is not about being a closed up family. If you have 3 friends that want to come and join this event, please share it on Instagram and Facebook and bring your friends with us. You do have to supply your own supplies, but what you don't need to not bring is just bring all of who you are, because that's the part, like Nicole said, that's going to be fun and interesting when we put this together. So we look forward to seeing you then. Have a great Wednesday.